Hey everybody, welcome to Camper's Choice. My name is Ron. So like you, and you're hit by this winter storm. It's January 26, 2026. I'm surviving, probably just like you, kind of shut in, watching YouTube and TV and movies, and just waiting for the snow to melt. I grew up in Michigan and survived, made it through whatever, about 30 winters, so I've got a pretty fair idea about what cold is about. And nature just doesn't really care about your plans, and that's where I kind of learned where having a backup system isn't really a luxury, it's a necessity. We had a wood stove, so we were and then we had a coal furnace, and so we really weren't without per se, but here in Texas, in central Texas, back in 21 when we had the deep freeze there, Snowmageddon or whatever, they lost the grid for about 180 hours. They've since made changes to that, and I was lucky in this place during this time because it was only out for a couple hours, but it solidified my whatever, to have a backup system. I've just been kind of skirting by, and I kind of got lucky. The grid on this time didn't go down. We just got a bunch of snow and a lot of cold temperatures, but more on that in a minute. In my mobile home right now, it's 3-bedroom, 2-bath, but it's just me, and I don't occupy, I occupy 1 bedroom, a kitchen, and living room. So everything else is shut down, shut off, and except, at night I'll use the bedroom, and I just, during the day, heat the living room and the kitchen. It's about 225 square feet. And you usually do that with an oven and a 1500 watt heater. Now, some people will say it's not, it could be dangerous or whatever. And it's an electric stove, and I've been doing it for 20 years and I haven't had a problem, but I don't leave with the stove on. I don't sleep at night with the stove on. I do use the 1500 watt heater and the electric blanket at night. I haven't had a problem with that. I use the 1500 watt heater, like I said, in the daytime. Never had a problem with that. What I don't do is have used is an open flame. But if I did, I would, like a Mr. Buddy or something, or some open flame, I would just use that during the day, and of course it would be ventilated, crack a window or whatever. But what I want to do as I'm getting older now is invest in an inlet box, and can't think of what it is that goes over the circuit box, so that you're either operating on the generator or the circuit box itself, or the other way. I can't think of what it is, but you're using one or the other. And the reason that is so that if somebody's working on the power line, that they don't get electrocuted. So what I'm thinking about investing in is to get that inlet valve, inlet box, put in. I've gotten, a bid pretty close to $1,000. It'd be nice if I could get it for $600 or $700, or I could do it myself, but such is not the case, so we'll see what happens. I'm still waiting on a couple more bids. So to get that inlet box put in, and then to get, I think for my situation, the generator I'm going to need, I get by with a 5,000 watt generator, and that's to power my TV, computer, a fridge, and probably a heater, and then a 1500 watt heater. And if that doesn't do it, then maybe I'll probably look at maybe getting a Mr. Buddy for the daytime. And then at night, I'll just have my 1500 watt heater and electric blanket. And one of the reasons I'm doing it is that, you know, as you get older, you're looking for convenience. So even though I have a 2000 watt generator, I could put in a, you know, have it run the 1500 watt heater, but then pretty much other than, you know, maybe the lights, be a stretch for the startup to go off to use the refrigerator. So, and I don't really want to run a lot of extension cords per se, switching one on and switching one off, and which I could do. I probably would do that if I was a whole lot younger. But as you get older, you look for convenience, I think. So, looking at the generator and inlet box, so I can just, you know, have things run as they are. They use that box inside, circuit breaker box inside, and run it off the generator, and then put that other switch or whatever it is in there to when I'm not using the generator, to run it off the regular power off the house. So box off the house. So another plan too was, even this year, was to go to Florida, which I suppose you could say I'm kicking myself now for not going, but you know, it's shutting down this house, and there's a checklist of stuff to do for that, and then come back and turn it back on, and then, you know, like I said, it's 10 degrees, basically 10 degrees warmer down there. It's not, and you know, the cost of really renting a studio apartment or, you know, house, I really don't want to do because of the cost. Studio apartment would still run, if I was going to stay there a month and a half, it would have been about $2,000. And then, you know, it's not really, you know, I just have more room here. The dogs have more room to run and play in the yard. And another idea I thought was to rent a U-Haul down there and to stay in either U-Haul truck or maybe a van, which is, you know, it's doable, but at the same time, you know, it's not like your regular place that you have all set up, and you know, I mean, you can do it, but you know, you're out there in camping mode, and camping mode can be harder than regular, just day-to-day stuff in your regular place. So with that being said, that's pretty much it for this video. If you got anything out of this video, consider donating to my coffee and beverage fund, and I'll see you on the next video. Take care, everybody. Safe travels.